Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the futures, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call it short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. We're here live in Miami for the second day. Oh, Toby's going crazy. It's going crazy here in the TTG meetup. That's Toby. That's our mascot for those of you that are just joining us right now on the live. So it's our second day down here in Miami at the TTG meetup. So, guys, welcome. We're having a great time here. It's Friday. Markets are chopping around, but we still got some bangers that are on here. Welcome. We're going to trade through with the final 15 minutes of the day, and then we'll do a little recap on what happened here this week and then what we expect going forward. Markets with a little bit of a gap down. You good? Yeah, you good. Markets a little bit of a gap down day today, and we're basically right at where we opened up the day. We had a gap down. We tried to recover. The markets have moved back to the downside here going into the final hour of the day. So we're going to recap the day for you guys, cover some of the trades, and then talk about maybe what we expect going into next week. But make sure you already set your reminders for Sunday evening because we're going to go live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern to talk about detailed game plan, 5 of my top trade ideas for next week. We'll cover it on Sunday evening. So welcome, folks. My name is Michael Edward Paranati. I go by Michael Edward. I've been trading and investing for over 17 years. I began my career working at T3 Alpha Fund, my very first job right out of college. And while there, I had to go through a 3-month educational training program where I was taught the proper way how to navigate these markets. I didn't have to figure this stuff out on my own. Then 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession. The stock market crashed, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now, I'm the head trader and co-founder of TTG and logo my team of 8 trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We've helped thousands of traders from all over the world. Actually, we have members in 115 different countries. I've helped them reach their goals. We're the fastest growing and highest rated platform because we combine university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and mentorship on stocks, options, crypto, and futures for day trading, swing trading, and also long-term investing. So it's something for everybody here in TTG. But we take that university level curriculum, we pair it with today's top trading tools that are worth well over $5,000 a year on their own if you were to purchase them from the companies directly. But that's a lot of money. So we spent years building relationships with these companies so we could put their products and their tools on our platform and no additional cost to you. So right there saves you around $5,000 by having access to some of these tools. You also get access to the community of members that are here with me. Many of them that are here with me down in Miami at our second. Oh, we'll see a little here, guys. Everybody say, "Hey yo!" So you guys will have access to the single greatest group of traders from all over the world. Also, of course, all the trade alerts from the mods myself. So if you guys are ready to learn trading profit for real, you folks have come to the right place because 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live right here on this YouTube channel. Myself, other TTG mods, and special guests will drop golden nuggets to give you free lessons, education, trade ideas that can help you guys become better traders. So smash that like button, subscribe if you have not done so already. Turn on your notifications. You never want to miss out on any one of these lives. So let's do a little recap here, guys. What's going on here during the day? All right, what do we have cooking here? We had a nice big gap down today in the markets. It's funny how the markets work. Yesterday, we kind of sat right at a key support level. I'm going to break things on off to a bigger time frame so you guys can see this with more clarity. This bigger time frame, because you still do have this little head and shoulders pattern that's formed here on the SPY, and it seems to be that we are underneath now this neckline. You gapped under it. You tried to push back above it. Now here we are sitting back underneath it. But you're coming up into a major level of support, which is, I'll go back to the daily, and all this support level is, guys, is going to be right back here, which is all this resistance from April and May, this resistance from August. Then you see the resistance that you had here in the end of May and early June, and then you had the extension through it. Now, basically, all we're doing is retracing that move back down into that area. So I fully expect there to be support back down at that area if and when the markets pull back into that zone. So I still think there's a little bit more of a downside to this pullback. Today, most of the move happened in the pre-market session. You had a big gap down. The markets have, for all intents and purposes, basically gone sideways for the kind of the majority of the day. And now we're sitting not too far. Oops, wrong ticker. We're sitting not too far away from where we actually opened things up. I just got a little red candle there right down near the close. And that's exactly where we opened. So if you take a look where we opened things up today, we opened right up at 433, and we currently sit 433.16. But to me, this is a failed attempt to get back above that neckline pattern that we just talked about. So coming into the day on Monday, we're going to want to start to look for, is there more downside towards the 430 and the 431? It's not very far away. We're already at 433, but maybe just a little bit more. And then I would say, look for there to be a tradable bounce. Look for stocks that are relatively strong. Adobe is relatively strong, right? Apple is relatively strong. You have a lot of names out there that are trading. Meta is at highs, right? Meta's green today. You know, the SPY is sitting here down 0.7. The NASDAQ is down a full percentage point, but Meta is up over a point. So Meta is still extremely strong. It's been one of the most relatively strong stocks over the last couple of days. You can see when you've had the SPY and the Qs give you pullbacks, right? Very, very clear pullbacks. Meta has gone sideways for the last 4 trading days. That is a sign of relative strength. When you see a large cap stock like a Meta or a Microsoft or an Alphabet, something that's going to be highly correlated to an index, trade sideways when the rest of that index moves lower, then that is a sign of relative strength. And the strength today is more obvious because the markets are actually down a full percentage point on the NASDAQ, but Meta is green. Meta's up over 1%, now pushing new high of the day, up now 1.5. So you're literally getting an extension right now on Meta, back up towards high of the day, now 289, as that stock is starting to rip right now into the close. And where are we at right now? SPY 433.70. We have a little wager going with the moderators into your trading group on what the closing price of the SPY is going to be. Who's the closest right now? We've got.
I said 433.
433 on the button. So my number is 434.12. What do you got, Glennie? 434.23. 433.23. All right, we're sitting here 433.891. Looks like I'm in the lead for the moment. We got a couple of minutes to go. All right, 434.50 for Gio in the back. Do I hear 434.70? No, I'm kidding. So we'll see, guys, where we close this out. But basically a choppy day in the overall markets. Gap down and basically a trade sideways. One of the things that I do want to, and there's fresh new high there on Meta, but Carvana. Let me talk about this Carvana first. This was one of my top short ideas coming into the day. It's not a trade that I ended up taking, but we do have a bunch of members. My boys over here with the Carvana short. You still got it? Yes. So this Carvana trade is something that we've been talking about for the short. And really where this trade came from is relative weakness based on CarMax, a CarMax gap up. So CarMax had this big gap up, and Carvana was very weak early. And it was just an obvious target for us for the short side. Now the stock is kind of bear flagging. I still think there's more downside to come here on Carvana. I think within the next couple of days, you can see the stock underneath 20 and really get into that $19 or $18 level. It might take 2, 3, maybe 4 days to get there. But just a very, very weak stock today. Stock's on 14.5%, as it seems like that little short squeeze action that you had in Carvana, that momentum seems to have really died and it seems to have really faded. You have your own little head and shoulders pattern form here on Carvana. You broke underneath trade line on the daily chart. You had previous support at 23. That support level has been broken, and I'll just draw that out for you guys. You can see here 3 consecutive trading days with these bottom tails down here at 23. So basically what the game plan becomes here now, and you have, like I said, a lot of members here are short from like up in the mid to high 24s. Now you can say, okay, well, that level that you had at 23, if we get back above 23, then at that point you can take your final profit, you can exit the trade. But for those that are holding on to a piece of that Carvana short, it looks like there's more downside to come on this name. And when that momentum bubble pops on a name like Carvana, the downside typically happens over a period of several days. So it seems like a crack here on Carvana. Here's a low of the day print right now, 2150s, brand new fresh session low on Carvana. Let's go take a closer look at this name. There's that low of the day print as we just cracked it. Nice little increase in volume coming into the bell on that new low break. I think there's more downside to come on that name, but you don't want to be a pig with it. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. You take profits off when the stock's down 14.5%. That's a big, big move. But holding on to a piece for some follow through, I think is something to definitely focus on. Other stocks that really stand out to me today, Adobe. Adobe is strong as hell. Look at this thing rip into the close. You wouldn't know that the NASDAQ's down 1% today if you were to take a look at a stock like Meta and you were to take a look at a stock like Adobe. Adobe is back above what was a big level at 481. Now that you're back above 41, look for 41 to be support. Trade line support is what this is all about. Trade line support on the daily chart, you can see it's held support for the last couple of weeks. You came into today, big level of support down there, tested it, recovered, got back above first resistance, which was 481. Next resistance on Adobe is going to be up around the low to mid 490s, 494, 495. So right now, 486, maybe a couple more bucks of upside before you run into a level of resistance, which is going to be this previous day's low on the big earnings gap up, and then you'll see resistance those next 2 days at that prior low, and that's going to be your level, and there's the line right there that I'll draw for you guys. So that's going to be next resistance level. Also, you take a look at something like Netflix. Netflix is back up to the high of the day, right? Netflix did a wonderful job of holding support as well. You take a look at Netflix, and you can see on Netflix that you had this previous level of resistance back there in early June. Once you gapped above it, that level then started acting as support. And now you just pull back, retrace back into it, and there's your support showing its face today. It showed its face yesterday. So you have a couple of stocks right now that are showing very obvious signs of relative strength. It's important, even though you may not trade these stocks, it's important to take note of them. You should always have, when you're forming your watch list and you're forming your game plans, you should always have, here's a list of stocks that I think are weak. If the market's going to head to the downside, these are the ones I think are going to get hit. But you should also have ideas. What else is strong though? Because what happens when what happens if, let's say on Monday, let's say we wake up Monday morning and the SPY is gapping down from 433 where we currently sit. What happens if we're gapping down to 431 or 430.75? Now we just discussed that 430 area is a level of support. So if we were to gap down towards that level on Monday, I would fully expect an early morning bounce from 430.5 back to 433. So if I think the market's going to bounce off that level, I want to know, or I need to know, I should have a list of stocks that are relatively strong in comparison. Because if the overall market's going to move higher, stocks that are relative or have been relatively strong have a higher chance of moving higher, barring any individual news catalyst that may come out within a sector or the individual stock between now and then. But having that on your list, having that information written down can allow you to be better prepared on a morning when you're trying to figure out which stocks should I trade today. I always get these questions. What should I do? What should I trade? Like I have 20 different stocks I'm looking at. Which ones do I look at? This is how I go about narrowing down and prioritizing my watch list. Relative strength and relative weakness has a lot to do with how I prioritize my watch list. And when you have such relative strength and weakness, like you can see in a stock like Meta or an Adobe, it makes things a little bit easier for you to figure out see where the strength is and see where the buyers are. Regardless if the market's being down, you still have buyers that want to step in and buy those names. So when the overall markets move higher, you anticipate that buying to still be there. Okay. So nice little fun fact there as Carvana is continuing lower now, 2140. There is that break, new fresh lows. Look at that on Carvana. Congratulations to those short Carvana. Just an absolute beautiful trade. And it looks like, who said 433 on the button? This one. This gal. We've got a couple seconds to go. It's 433.10, 433.08, 433.05. We got a couple seconds before the bell. We got 10 seconds. 10 seconds, Jess. Jess said she's going to.
I just took final profit on Sunrun.
And Jess just took final profit on Sunrun. We got a fantastic trader. We're going to recap that here in just a moment. Oh, a little bit of a 433.20. Jess coming in. Jess takes it home. We said the close, Gio. The close. All right. So Jess taking it home on the closing price. She said 433. We closed 433.20. All in good fun here, down here in True Trading Group. But Jess also had a beautiful trade on Sunrun. And for those that are following Jess on the Sunrun trade, she also took final profits off on Sunrun. So no longer in the Sunrun position. That was a short trade that she went after here earlier today. Yeah, you've got camera. You do have camera. So to help me go through and kind of recap her trade from today, guys, I want to get everybody give a big shout out, a big TTG AO to Jessica Woodard.
Happy Friday.
Oh, wait, yes. You don't wait, you have a microphone on there. Yes, you do, right?
Can you hear me on there?
Well, I have my sound off, but you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, so Jess, great trade today on Sunrun. Super patient.
Yes.
Right? Very, very patient trade. Got in this trade very early in the morning and waited until 3:59 and 50 seconds to exit that position. Tremendous, but it was the right move. It was the right move because stock closes right down there near lows of the day. And walk me through kind of the thought process and the setup here with Sunrun.
Yeah, absolutely. So yesterday, actually, I traded Sunrun, and it was a red trade for me. And I told members today going into the bell that I felt like I was just a day early on this trade idea. So I told them I was looking to go back after this trade idea. On the daily chart, there's a trifecta to the downside. The setup was still there. I just was a day early. And so I told members I wanted to look for that 1775 area to continue to act as resistance. And I gave them my whole game plan of targets before I even entered that trade. And I ended up getting into that trade at 9:50 this morning at 1767 with a stop loss at 18. The reason my stop loss is at 18 is because that's your previous day's close. So I wanted to give it a little bit of room. My risk was about 35 cents. And my first take profit was at 1742. Second take profit was 1734. And final take profit was 1721.
Oops, I'm drawing the wrong things.
Okay.
On the chart. I'm drawing the wrong, I'm picking the wrong drawing tools.
I got too excited that I won the SPY challenge.
I know, yeah.
I got too excited.
Yeah, we're 433.09 right now. It's a great call. And then final take profits right there, guys. So there is entry short on Sunrun and first take, second take, and then final take right there before the close. And I think that's something else that, to mention for those people that are maybe watching the YouTube stream right now that are not part of the community. One thing that you guys will notice instantly when you do join True Trading Group is the variety of different trading styles that you have inside of True Trading Group. And you'll notice this is a traditional day trade. Our traditional day trades will last several hours. You also have swing trades that will last maybe a day or two. We also have longer term swing trades that last several weeks. Just raise your hand, Glennie. Just give me a raise your hand. There he is. That young fella back there that you can't see. Known for his there he is. Known for the longer term swings. So this is for somebody if you guys want to get into a trade and you want to sell it. Don't even want to worry about it. You want to sell it 3 weeks from now, a month and a half from now. He's the guy. All right. But we also have Gio, who's the loud guy all the way in the back. Love you, bro. Gio also a scalper, so someone that's in and out rapidly within a couple of minutes. So we have something for everybody here inside of True Trading Group, and this is just one example of a traditional day trade. Low volatility, high volatility, small caps, mid caps, large caps, stocks, options, and we've got futures also. My man behind me, Chris Toner, the man with the sexy voice. You'll get to know him as a member of True Trading Group as well. But something for everybody, and this is just another example of patience, discipline, and another solid winning trade.
Yeah, it was a great day. We're all here together, trading together, and this was honestly a no stress trade for me. That it was smooth, it was easy going. My alerts went off, and I just took profit as the day went on. It was a great way to end the week, and I'm excited for tonight. We're having a little TTG get together party.
Yes.
So.
Are you guys excited for tonight? Yeah, we're gonna have a great time, guys. I'm looking forward to it. What we can do here, what I would like to do, while we're, markets are closed now, is just for some people that are here with us before we do, break and everyone, heads back and gets ready for the event tonight. Does anybody have any questions that you would like to ask any of the mods that are up here? Anything? Go ahead, shoot.
I don't know
How to draw. Okay, question is how to draw fib extensions, and what we can do is I can just draw for you guys here now. If you want to do a fib extension, so they're different from Fibonacci retracements. Now, Fibonacci retracements, if we want to draw a Fibonacci retracement, okay, let's say we'll use this chart of Meta. Okay, so we want to draw a fib retracement on Meta. You would draw, in this situation, you would draw there from lows and then anchor it back up there to that previous, that high. And then the fibs line up right here as you get this pullback. Okay, so as you get that pullback, then your fibs will tell you here's 23.6, here's 38.2, here's 50, etc. On the fib extension, you have one extra step on the fib extension. So you would anchor from bottom, you would anchor then to the high, and then this second anchor, okay, this second anchor that we have here, this is the swing low. So what you would do on this second anchor is you would anchor that to the bottom of that pullback. And then once you anchor to the bottom of that pullback, it then plots for you. Well, actually, I'm sorry, it would be here. So you anchor to the bottom of that pullback, and now here your fib extensions are panned out for you as a stock extends higher. And there are now your fib extensions that you can use for potential profit targets. So it's going to be low to high, and then the swing pivot low, and then you get your extensions that follow through there to the upside. Because of the pullback. Yeah. So like the whole point of the extension is because stock's in an uptrend, it gives you a pullback, and you're trying to gauge how much further is that. Where's the stock going to go to the upside? This is very useful for stocks that are at all-time highs, right? Or if you're trying to figure out where my profit targets are, you can try to line up a fib extension with another resistance level that you see structure-wise, meaning like, hey, this used to be support, so maybe now it's resistance. And that's how you can identify levels of resistance, and you can put your profit targets there. And when stock reaches, sell some. Reaches, sell some. Very well. Great question. It's not something that I don't get that question too often on the fib extensions, but great question. Anybody else here have a question for any of the mods that are up here? We can take a question or two before we break for our little event. Oh, yep, yes. Good question. Okay, so question is there any specific day during the week that stocks are more likely to squeeze? I don't think, for me, no, right? For me, I don't think so, because I'm not the kind of trader that likes to go by like historical weeks or historical days of the week. I mean, you have some people that say, well, the Friday before the close of the second quarter for the last 20 years, 14 times has been a red day versus a green day. Like you have stats and people that really focus on data that will base trade ideas around that type of stuff. I try not to do that, because I feel like what the SPY did on a Friday at the close of the second quarter a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago. To me, that data point is, although it might look like there's a correlation, to me, that's going to be just more by chance and not something I would apply to today. There's way too many variables that are different that I think will really have a true determination of whether or not we're going to be green or red, not just because of a stat. And that's just an example. But as far as stocks squeezing, I have seen short squeezes every day of the week. I just don't necessarily feel that, or at least I don't try to make my trade ideas and allow them to kind of factor that in as an example. The one time that I would say, or the maybe two instances that I will say that I do sometimes bring it into my decision making, is the seasonal weakness of September and October, and the seasonal strength around Christmas time. Those time frames, I do sometimes consider into my trade ideas, but I would say that would be the furthest extent that I use seasonality, or hey, usually the markets are strong or weak during these months, but I would say that would be the furthest extent that I will usually take historical price action as far as it relates to like a day or a month, etc. All right. How about anybody on the chat as well? If you guys have questions on the stream, feel free to ask questions as well. I'll take maybe one or two more questions, and if anybody in the crowd has a question as well, you guys feel free to just raise up your hand and ask away. It'll be our pleasure to answer. And while I'm waiting for maybe a couple of questions, I can just go back and kind of show you guys the SPY, and we can talk about this just a little bit more as we're trading a little bit lower now after hours. So it's Carvana moving to the downside as well. But if we go out to the SPY, I want to just kind of circle this for people as we're now beneath this. What's your favorite setup? Says Colton Brown. Guys, what's my favorite setup? TTG triangle. There it is. So Colton, my favorite is the TT triangle. If you guys don't know, if you never heard of that before, it's probably because you're not a member of True Trading Group, because I completely made up the term. And it is a very specific variation of a common ABCD pattern. And it's an ABCD pattern when specific criteria are met. It's really just an A+ ABCD pattern where nothing in that setup I would change. Everything that I want to see, the stock is giving me. It's my favorite setup because it's a high probability pattern that gives you excellent risk reward. It's a setup where you could, usually you go into trades and you look for at least a 2-to-1. You hear a lot of people talk, 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 is what you want to look for when you're entering a trade. You have, when you catch a TTG triangle setup that confirms and breaks and gives you follow through, you're not talking a 2-to-1. These are setups that will give you 4, 5, 6-to-1s. And when you catch a follow through TTG triangle, it's the type of setup that it could make your whole week. And that's why I love that setup, because it's high probability and it's excellent risk reward. And it's why it's probably my favorite. It's probably my favorite setup, Colton. All right. So back on the SPY, like I said, guys, this is the level. I just wanted to highlight it for you. I did see a question there in the chat about the support level on the SPY, and I just want to highlight it for you. I'll highlight it in green. Okay, I highlighted in green, and there you guys can see it. Okay, so this is going to be that support level. All right, and then you'll see that it's going to be that previous resistance, then it's now support, and then as you go back, in case you miss on the charts again, you'll see again resistance here, and then you'll see again you have the resistance from April and May of last year. So that resistance is where I'm going to look for there to be an area of support now going forward. All right, and those are the levels there that we have on the SPY. Question here says, are you still looking at Carvana for next week? I'm holding some, and Starbucks had an awesome day because of the TTG family username for better living. I like that. I like that username. Yes, I am still looking at Carvana for next week. I think that stock has some more downside. I would look for there to be resistance now, back up at 23. If there are bounces back to, like, let's say maybe you bounce back to 22.50 on Monday or so, I think maybe that can be a spot where you can either reload the short if you're already in, or if you can engage the short if you like. But this trade line is what I would look to see if it's resistance. So you'll see the trade line has been support for Carvana, right? This teal blue line has been support for Carvana. Now today you broke underneath it. So if you get a bounce back to that teal blue line on Monday and it can't get back above, that could be an area to get short and then hold on to it for maybe a couple of days and look for that stock to get back down into at least test, I'd say, this $19 area. $19 to $18 is a level that I would look for there for Carvana, with a final target. I'll just draw the level. I'll draw the line for you. Here it is. That's going to be final target for Carvana. It's going to be this previous resistance, the gap up, and then that gap up you can see became support. That would be final target for me for Carvana. All right, so that's something that we will be watching very closely for next week. Some members are already in that trade. Starbucks, trade that some of our members, moderators went after here today to the short side. They have about 150 locations, Jess, right?
Yes.
About 150 locations where baristas are going on strike. Gapped underneath that 200-day moving average today, was resistance, and then we sold off pretty aggressively. Now, you do have a big support level down here at 97. 97 to 96.5. This is a big support level for Starbucks. So let's highlight it. Now, if you look back in December, support right there, right? Then you look back here in March, double bottom, Then you look back here in May and June, again, double bottom. Then you drop down into that zone today and you found the bottom, you got a little bit of a bounce. Okay. So that's a big level of support for Starbucks. I feel like we might get a bounce off that level. We also have to see how serious does this strike get. Do more locations go on strike, or does this kind of just fade away relatively quickly? It's similar to what I'm looking for actually with Boeing, because Boeing, there's a strike going on at SPR, which is the company that manufactures the parts for Boeing's planes, and that's why Boeing has gotten hit over the last couple of days. But Boeing is also getting down into a major support level between 195 and 200. 195 to 200 is a nice level of support for Boeing. And if the stock's going to drop into that zone because of a strike on SPR, then when that strike ends, I would look for Boeing to recover. So that's going to be a support zone that we can look for. And then also Starbucks, that's a support zone that you can look for. But you've got to pay attention to that piece of news specifically, because that's what's driving the price of the stock. So make sure if you're going to be trading Starbucks, pay attention to what's going on with the strikes. If you're going to be trading Boeing, pay attention to what's going on with the strikes at their part supplier of SPR. Okay? Guys, do me a favor, guys, right now, if you guys are on the stream, if you are not a member of the TTG family, do me a solid, go ahead and type the letters TTG right now inside of chat. Type the letters TTG if you guys are not members of the community. I want to see how many people we have on here right now that are not part of the TTG fam. So just go ahead, type TTG while I see here. Snow test new lows. I think Snow would test new lows if we had a recession. Then I think Snow would test new lows, and if it does, I'm gonna buy more. It is a stock that I really like in my long-term portfolio. Let's see, guys. Go ahead, type TTG if you are not a member of the TTG fam. We got Samantha, Roy, my boy Sean Johnson, and there, guys, folks, there they are, empty buckets on the live stream every single day. Empty buckets. I respect the consistency. Kimberly, we got LV63276. We got John Bobron. What's up, my man? So good. A lot of new faces that are joining us here today that are not part of the TTG fam. Guys, also don't forget, set your reminders for Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern live. I'm going to give you guys some of my top trade ideas for the week, what stocks I'm focused on, and of course, what we think the market's going to do. I kind of gave a little bit of it away. Like I said, at a 4:30 level, it's going to be a big focal point for us next week. So I'll give you guys some trade ideas that I have, my top ideas going into Monday. So that's going to be setting your reminders for Sunday. We've also got Ed Deaton, John Bianchi. How are you? Mike, is Toner awake back there? Ask Colton. Toner, you awake? He's wide awake. Come on. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. He's shining. He's good. He's good, Colton. All right. So let me see here.
Where's Lenny?
Where is Glenn?
Oh,
Glenny's stuck hiding behind some of the screens. Guys, like I said, type TTG if you're not members. Want to see what we have that's not part of the group. All right. Beautiful, folks. All right, guys. Well, that kind of wraps me up on the recap there on what happened in the markets today and some of the trades from the day. Like I said, Carvana, Sunrun. Yeah, the relative strength in Meta and Adobe, just some of the things that really stand out to me today. And the failed attempt to get back over 434.50, a failed attempt there today. So that's why I'm saying I would look for maybe another $2 to $3 of downside on the SPY, maybe to start off the week. And then we can try to get a little bit of bounce off that level, and we'll try to play some trades with relative strength and weakness based on that. All right. So I like the way the watch list is kind of setting up for us going into next week. I've had a great time here with a lot of our members. Sorry, I missed what you said about Snow. I like Snow. It's in my long-term portfolio. I would like to buy more of it. So what I would like to see is later on this year, I would like to see Snowflake sell off as I think it will, as I think the markets would pull back later in the year. And if you do go into either a recession or a recession scare, then I would expect Snowflake to move lower. And if it does, it's going to be one of the top targets for me for ads in my long-term portfolio. It is a position that I have in my long-term portfolio. I bought the stock, I think it was in June. I believe it was in June. I caught very close very close to the all-time low for the stock, but I really want more of it. So I very selfishly hope that it does go back to the downside later this year so I can buy more. Okay. So that's what I said there about snow. All right, folks. All right, guys. So listen up. For those of you that are not members, I want to share with you guys real quick. I'll spend a couple of minutes. I want to tell you guys how you can join the Teach Steve fam. For those of you, yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. So
go get an outfit for the.
Yes, go ahead. Jess has to go. Jess got to. She got to go get ready. We got the event going tonight. Jess, you got to go and.
Bye.
All right, folks. So for those of you, like I said, that are not members, I'll share with you guys some info on how you can join, because we did something really nice for people on the live yesterday because we were not able to get our hands on any additional laptops. Adam and Joe and the rest of the team have been going absolutely crazy today, working on a bunch of stuff here at the meetup. So they had not had any time to change anything on the site. We're making changes. There's a lot of changes that are coming to True Trading Group. We are changing up a lot of things within our membership. So, the things that come with our membership, the pricing of membership options, we're changing up a lot of those things for annual members going forward. So we are going to be taking that page down. We didn't have a chance to do it here today, but we are going to be taking that page down where we do make some changes, and we will be announcing all of those changes to people that are prospective members that are thinking about joining the group. We will share that information with you when that time comes. But what we'll do in the meantime, and this is what we did yesterday, was because we didn't have any laptops, we tried to get more. We were unable to get more. So what we're doing now is just giving you guys a chance before we make the changes to the annual membership, because right now the annual membership comes with everything. It comes with all of our courses, and it comes with all of our tools. The courses and the tools are all included when you guys join the TTG family. There are no upsells for courses. There's no VIP courses that cost another $1,000 after you join. There's no special inner circle that you guys have to pay, extra money for in order to be able to, talk to somebody. So these things are all included with your membership. So we're giving you guys a chance between now and Sunday at midnight to go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121. It'll drop the price down 63%. You get the full entire year for the $800. No laptop, don't have any. Full membership, all the courses, all the tools. You just have to type in the coupon code TTG121. But you have to manually type in that code yourself. It's not going to automatically do it for you. You have to go ttgoffer.com, use the code TTG121, click apply code. Price drops down to the $800. It includes all of our courses. Joe, if you want to maybe post up the link of what all the members will be getting access to. This way you guys can see a list of all of the courses. It's a simplified version of what I learned working at the fund. There's beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto futures, you name it. We've got it. Jerome coming in. What's up? How are you? You guys get access to all of those courses. You got Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, congressional trading data to track the trades by Congress, insider trades, track trades by management, trading views, premium charting software, Quote Media's full book level 2, the Trade Ideas simulator is on our platform for you to use. Our own simulator lets you create custom scans. You've got dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow. A simulator for ETNA lets you trade stocks, options, crypto futures with fake money so you can practice implementing what you're learning. You'll also be able to get a trading journal to track all your trades, a social sentiment scanner, tell you what stocks are being talked about most on social media, analyst ratings. Downloadable reports. They'll be able to tell you how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating on a name. Watch list every day. The mods publish with detailed game plans of what stocks we're focused on and where we're looking for entries and exits. And then, of course, the courses and a video library with 600 hours of workshops and webinars that you can all go back and you can review at any time as well. So go to ttgoffer.com. Use that code. Sam, how are you? TTG121. Thomas Alberson says, I made my lifetime membership 1.5 times today. Once again, best investment I have ever made. I love to see that, Thomas. Congratulations, my man. And we got Gardening with Alexa says, Glenny, VSCO is gapping up after hours. So that is a position that Glenny is actually. What, you're in VSCO, Glenny?
Yeah,
Yes, excellent. So that is a position that we've got on. That's Glenny, like I said, our longer-term swing trader who's been on a little bit of a heater. I'm not going to jinx it, but maybe I just did already. We'll see. But he's been on a little bit of a heater. So congrats to Glenny on some great trading. Collect some members that have been following along with a lot of Glenny's trades as of late. Okay. So like I said, guys, go to ttgoffer.com. Listen, I stand behind the platform that we've created. I believe so strongly in its ability to help you reach your goals. Anybody that joins will give you a double your money back guarantee. I mean that completely. This is how it works. These are the details. You join, $800. Go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend one study group. If you can't make the $800 back at least one time during your membership, we'll give you back $1,600. That is the deal. We do that because we've only had to give a refund to 2.49% of members, 78% renew or have upgraded to lifetime, and we're 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,200 reviews. So simply go to ttgoffer.com, use the code TTG121. I personally don't think that you need the double your money back guarantee, but it's there for peace of mind, and it's there to hold us accountable. And we put our money where our mouth is, and that's how we prove it to you. If you are currently a trial member, or you used to be a trial member, or you used to be an annual member, you have to send us a text message to 786-505-4049. Text that number. We have to whitelist your email in order for you to use the coupon code. Okay, so 786-505-4049. No, Doug Moyer, nothing changes for current TTG members. Doug Moyer says, so after changes, are current members going to lose their benefits? No, never, ever, ever, ever. Okay, no, absolutely not. All right, so if you guys want, before we do make some of those changes, go to ttgoffer.com, use the code TTG121, click apply code, price drops down to the 800. Sign up, get your butts in chat. It's been a great week. It's going to be a great night. We got some more educational stuff that we're doing down here at the Miami Meetup tomorrow morning that we're looking very forward to. At least I know that I am. And we have a little gathering, a little get-together, a little party that we're going to do here this evening, and we are all looking very much forward to it. So, like I said, folks, go to ttgoffer.com. Use that coupon code TTG121. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Send a text message to 786-505-4049. Any questions you guys have? You have questions about myself, questions about the courses, about the mods, about the money back guarantee, anything. You have questions, send a text to that number. All right? So there you guys have it, folks. Remember, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Sunday evening. Set your reminders. We're going live again. I'll give you top ideas for the week. All right, guys? So again, ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. Thanks for tuning in to the live. If you haven't joined already, if you haven't done so already, make sure you smash that like button, turn on your notifications, subscribe, make sure you never miss out. And I'll see you guys all Sunday evening. All right? Have a great weekend, folks. I'm out of here. I'm going to go hang out, talk to some more members, and get ready for our event tonight. All right? So our TTG fam from the YouTube stream, we still love you, but we all wish that you were here with the rest of us. Hey, TTG fam. So if you guys aren't here, maybe we'll see you at the next one. I hope to see you at the next one. Enjoy your weekend. I know I am. I'll see you guys all Sunday evening.